Hello everyone, it's Keesje. Welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a test of some sorts. A friend of mine was wondering what would happen if we coffee dye fabric instead of paper. As a quilter, you might sometimes want to tone down a white piece of fabric, and coffee dyeing seems a very easy and accessible way of doing it. Now the other thing with coffee is it's a little bit acidic. So Nik the Booksmith has a very good video about a test on how acid coffee is and what to do to neutralize it. The test came back to have, if you have 1 cup of coffee, you put about 3/4 to a teaspoon of baking soda in it. And this is instant tea and coffee. When you regular brew tea or coffee, it is less acidic and it only needs maybe half a teaspoon of baking soda. So I have 2 cups of coffee with 1.5 teaspoon of baking soda in here, and I stirred it. I'll give it another stir, and I have white fabric here. You know what? I'm gonna go and get. Okay, so this is regular cotton. I will also get a designer fabric where there's some white in it, just so that we can see what the difference is between coffee dyed and not coffee dyed. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with another piece of fabric. White background, at least I'm pretty sure it's white. And yeah, we're gonna do the test. I will do the white fabric first. It doesn't look white because it's on the yellow board here. And I'll just put it in here, and I'll do 2. Because one I'll be washing a few times and the other one I won't. Just to see what the difference is between washings and not washings. And I'm gonna wrinkle it on here a little bit so that I have room for both of them. Now this one over here. Okay, that's this one. Put this aside for now. And now we're gonna go with, and I left this piece white so that we can see the difference between coffee dyed and laundered, just to see how well it will keep. I always was under the impression that if you drink coffee with cream and you spill it, that won't come out because of the cream, and regular coffee will come out. So maybe I should actually put cream in one. Well, for now we're gonna go like this. And if it all comes out, I will do a test with cream. Okay, so now it's just basically a waiting game. This will stay here and we'll see what it is when it is dry. I'll let it dry first completely. I'll put it in the sun, if the sun is here. And one of them I will rinse or put in our laundry. All right. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, we're back, and the fabric has dried, and because I had it wrinkled, whatever is up dries faster, so it pulls the coffee from the valleys up to the hills, so to speak, and then you get this. And this one I'm gonna keep, and I ironed this one. Looks real nice like this. And here is the commercial fabric. You can see some lines in here. I'm gonna keep that one. And I've ironed this one, and you can see all the ridges. And then I have hot tap water with just a little bit of Dawn in it. And I thought you might want to see what happens when I place this in the water. I'm afraid that all the coffee is coming off. Actually, it's my, oh yeah, look at that. There's a lot of coffee coming out. But of course, a quilt you would never wash in super hot water. Okay, let me see how how this looks. Well, a lot of it is still in here, you know. This one you can't really tell. Okay, I'm gonna dry my hands, turn the camera off, and then rinse this and let it dry, and then come back with the result. Okay, now this is the result, and I was impatient, so I ironed these two dry, and when I was ironing I thought, okay, I better iron the original pieces as well. And then I put these two again in hot water, and just so you know, there hardly was any color coming off of these pieces the second time. So it is very heavily dyed, this one here, and a lot of it comes off right away, and then it came off a little bit the second time, and I think it's almost done. Also, I'm not sure if the ironing of it will help retain the color. You know, sometimes when you iron something, you actually make something waterproof, or that it doesn't come off, like a stain. As soon as it is ironed or it has been in a dryer, it doesn't come off anymore. Now obviously you can tell it does a difference. This is the white fabric. This is how it was dyed first. This is after 2 rinses, and even this one is heavily coffee dyed. You can see that everything stays in here, and this is how it came out after it was rinsed. You can't really tell the, see how you here have all the hills and valleys showing where everything was up and where it was down, same as here. On this piece it hardly shows up what was up or down. This turned out more egal, you'd say, one color. And as you can see, it does make a difference. Just tones it down a little bit. This is quite stark white, and look how nice vintage this looks. And here it does show up. Okay, let me put this aside. I put white paper on it so that you can see the difference. And it picked up some paints from whatever it was on when it was drying. So you can definitely see here the difference between, like the marble effect from the coffee dye and how I crunched it up when it was drying. Obviously this needs to be laundered or rinsed, because this is not gonna stay in anyways. But this is quite heavy though. I do like the muted look more so than the heavy dyed coffee. And usually with paper, when I dye paper, whatever is up is darker than the other side. So one side is lighter than the other. I'm not sure if fabric does the same thing. I think this one might have been on top and this one on the bottom. So yes, it's a good test, good process. We learned something. We know now that we can actually coffee dye, and I did, yeah, I already said that. I did add baking soda, so it should not harm the fabric in the long run. And from now on, I'm definitely going to use baking soda in my paper coffee dyeing sessions as well, because yeah, then from then on you don't have to worry about which paper to use for what. Alright, well, hope you liked the video. It was fun to do because, well, I was wondering too for the longest and never did it, and because of the comment of one of my friends, I thought, you know what, I give it a try and see what happens. And yeah, hope you liked the video. If you have any questions or comments, please ask below, and yeah, give me a thumbs up, subscribe and all of that. We'll talk later. Bye.